Hello everyone, Denise here. Today I am bringing you something that's new to me. I found this at Walmart. This is a Pom and Tassel maker. I thought it was part of the loom stuff, so I almost passed it by until I caught the name. I believe it was 11 something at Walmart, 11.97 maybe. I don't remember. 11 and change. So I'm gonna pop it open, read the instructions, and see how this works. There are staples in each side, so if you buy one of these, you can't just rip it open. You have to open the staples. Okay, so it says, assemble the pieces together, wrap the yarn around the pegs, tie and cut. Finish your projects in half the time. Perfect for large-scale projects such as wreaths, banners, rugs, and more. Choose the pom-pom size from 1 inch to 12 inches or matching twin tassels. Okay. So diagram is showing you lay the yarn on the, I guess you can see it. You can lay the yarn down here for your ties. So pegs just go in each hole, and depending on where you want them, this one has 2 slots, so you can make it different, but then you just connect them together. See, kind of like a Lego. So you could make those 2 together. You could put, like on the diagram they're showing like this, or on the picture they're showing this. Oof, it doesn't want to go together. It really doesn't want to go together. Oh gosh, I don't know if it matters if it's flat. Probably not. I don't want to break it. Oh, it's a tight fit. Okay, I got it. Ooh, that takes some pushing. Still not down all the way. You can see that. So you just lay the yarn however far apart you want to make the pom-poms, I guess. Because it is not saying where you put the yarn. Wait, there's more. Oh. So it tells you inside, there's instructions inside. Imagine that. So the one in the back is just for you to be like, hey, do I want to buy this? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I want to buy this. The instructions are actually inside here, and it says, it tells you how to make 4 2-inch, and then there's like explanation on how to make 4 2-inch ones. And then the different size pom-poms, it says size 8-inch, 4-inch, 2-inch, 1-inch, 2-inch, 6-inch, 4-inch, 3-inch, 2-inch, and then how many, what pegs you put it in, what yarn channels, which are these are yarn channels, and what weight and what length you would need. Cool. Very cool. So let's make some white pom-poms. Why not, right? White goes with everything for the most part, and if I'm going to attach a pom-pom to something, then white would be nice just to have around, or gray or something neutral. So I'm going to do 4 2-inch pom-poms. I'm going to grab my yarn and I'll be right back. All right, so I have a whole lot of just yarn from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use some of that because why not? Okay, instructions are saying you snap it together, which I've done, insert the pegs, which I've done, position tying cords in the yarn channels, which I need to do, and then start wrapping the yarn around. So position in the channels. Select any yarn, any weight can be used, but different yarn weights yield different results. For 2-inch pom-poms, we recommend number 4 worsted weight yarn. Join the 2 main base pieces with the peg holes together. Insert 1 peg join the 2 main base pieces. Oh, so I only have to do 2. Okay, I need to pop the middle one out then. And you just push against it like a Lego, pretty much, except it's way harder. Okay. So these would be the main 2. Insert 1 peg in each of the outermost peg holes. Done. Cut 4 lengths of yarn, each about 12 inches long. So 12 inches long, 4. You will need scissors, obviously. It says you need a tapestry needle if you're making tassels. I am not measuring this. I am just cutting long enough, over a foot, I'm sure. It looks like, geez, 18 inches or something now. 4 of them, and then they lay in the little, what they call channels. This yarn is so nice. I picked up a whole bunch of the Just Yarn in the large skeins from Premier. I have like 11 of them over there to do whatever. Maybe make a ton of pom-poms. So where do they go? Channels 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Counting from one end of the base, place 1 tying cord in yarn channels 2, 6, 10, and 14. So 2. Do I need to push it down? Yeah, it already goes down. 2, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe, if my eyes are telling me correctly, since I was counting with my eyes. Oh look, hair in my yarn. Imagine that. 2, 6, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 14, which should be 11, 12, 13, 14, the second one. So it's so symmetrical. Okie doke, now what? Make a slip knot in one end of the ball of yarn. Place slip knot over one of the end pegs and tighten the knot. I had to get untangled, so sorry. Slip knot at one end. And tighten like so. Taking care not to catch the tying cords, wind the yarn around and around the pegs. Begin your wraps loose to the base and wrap towards the top of the pegs, keeping the wraps as close together as possible. When you reach the top of the pegs, wrap back down to the base, winding over the previous layer of wraps. Continue wrapping in this manner for about 80 wraps, all the way around both pegs or until you achieve your desired fullness. The more wraps you wind, the fuller the pom-pom will be. Okay, so this would be this part, I guess, on the picture. Just gonna wrap and wrap and wrap, around and round and round. So I'm not gonna have like it will be a hot mess if I try to do it on camera, but essentially this is what we're doing. We're wrapping like this. But it would take me like 4 days to do it on my desk. Carefully on camera. So this is what I'm gonna do. Exactly what I'm showing you on here. And then I am going to take it off camera. Wrap. So I'll be back in a minute. Just gonna continue wrapping like this. Yeah, I wrap. I'll be right back. Okay, I did 82 wraps for good measure. Now it says, cut the end of the wrapping yarn and tie the end around one of the pegs. Pull each tie cord directly upwards and tie the cord tightly around the wraps. The ties should be evenly spaced along the wraps. Okay, so, well, I guess I should follow the directions and cut the end and tie it around the peg. Okay, then you take the yarn straight up from where it's laying in the little channel here and tie it tightly. That's tough to do. At this angle, this is tough. I don't even know. Okay, I have to pull it this way to try to get it tighter because there ain't no way in that distance I'm getting it tight. I would not call that tight at all, but you know, I'm trying for what it's worth. Okay, so not tight, but we'll see how it works out. Probably terribly. Oh, okay. Remove the pegs from both ends. Carefully cut the wrapped yarn between the tying cords. Try to cut the exact middle between tying cords. Cut the ends of the wraps that are around the pegs. Trim. You know, I'll just say right up front, I'm not confident that all this yarn will not just come out of my said Pom Pom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pegs out, but then I'm going to take the yarn that I have not tightly wrapped and tied. I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna tie it again as to possibly get it to be tighter. Even though the directions don't say to do that, I'm okay with that. Oh my gosh. Why is part of this so hard to work with? Okay, so as I was saying, I'm going to take my Tomb Raider braid ponytail, and I'm going to take the ends that I did Pom Pom tie, and I'm going to flip it over and tie the other side tighter, hopefully. Yeah, see that? See that? Now that it's not on the pegs, I can tie it way tighter. Well, you could actually use this to make doll hair, like a doll. Like if you're making a doll, this would make a cool addition to the hair of it. So I'm just flipping and tying and flipping and tying. Yes, definitely tighter. See this one? I haven't done. This one I did do. So I would recommend that. Tying it tighter once you take off your pegs before cutting. Because I have made very loose pom-poms when I first started, and I know it just comes out. There's no point in even doing it. You're just wasting yarn. So they should have had a little more instruction on that it might not be as tight as you want. When you remove the pegs, you can tie them tighter. I feel like someone's going to get mad about this. mad about it not being informative enough. So these are 2-inch pom-poms that I'm making. You can make gargantuan pom-poms with this thing. What did it say, 8 inches? That's cool. I am a long-time user of Clover pom-pom maker. That is the very first one I ever used, other than my Anne's, you know, cardboard, like we all start out with. So this is new to me. Where are the 2 ends? Okay, you're the slip knot end. So you guys are the ends that I already tied. Gotcha. So I need to flip you over and tie you on this side. Sorry, this is not so easy to see, but I'm trying to explain as I go. I'm just tying them tighter as to not lose all of the yarn that I just spent time wrapping. Okay. So then it says, hit it evenly in between the ties. So here and here, I'm guessing, and then the ends. These are the scissors I have at my desk. I'm going to use them even if it's a bad idea. So evenly cutting, hit it in the middle. I obviously can't get the scissors over the whole thing, so I'm just going to work at it. Okay. And then we're supposed to, that's the tie. Not the tie, that's what we tied to the peg. See, I got a knot in it. So I can cut it with the rest. But I'm keeping my 2 ties that I put around the pom-pom away from what I cut because I want to attach it, right, to something. And then you just cut the loops on that end. You'll have 2 ends that have loops from being around the peg. So this was the end around the peg. This was the end in the middle. So there's a lot of cleaning up to do on that. It definitely needs a haircut. Yep. So this one I'm going to cut in the center right here so that I have another pom-pom. Is that right? Am I doing this right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Sorry, I am laughing at myself right now. Nothing like not knowing what you're doing, right? The middle one's a little better. So keep the ties away from that. That looks like a piece of candy to me, old school candy. Cut that in, trim it off, you've got yarn candy. The middle ones are not bad at all. It's the end ones that have the loops that will need more trimming. I mean, it's pretty cool, dude. I like it. I like it. You can make 4 pom-poms at once that are 2 inches big. That's cool. I think that's pretty cool. They obviously need trimming, but very neat idea. I like it. This reminds me of every time I make a pom-pom. It reminds me of the Play-Doh shop where you have the little, the guys, the barber shop, where you have their hair and then you can cut it. Yeah. I was a big fan of cutting hair on dolls when I was a kid. I always had to change their look. Trust me, I did not make their look better, but I enjoyed doing it. I recently told a story to Miranda, which is very soon going to be my daughter-in-law, that my sister gave me a doll when I think I was 11. She gave me a doll and she bought it from like a fancy doll shop. It was a Sasha doll and it had long brown hair. Beautiful doll, gorgeous doll. She had one from the 70s and she would never let me play with it. And so she was like, well, I'll just get her her own, right? And then she'll be happy. No, I wasn't happy. I mean, I was happy she got me the doll, don't get me wrong, but I was 11. I wanted my sister's stuff. Anyway, I ended up cutting that doll's hair and she was so flabbergasted, like, why in the world would you cut the doll? She's 7 years older than me, so she didn't get why I wanted to cut the doll's hair, but that's what I used to do. Anyway, all that silly talk is that I enjoy cutting pom-poms because it reminds me of cutting doll's hair. Got a little fuzz pile here. Now that was one of the ends, and that wasn't crazy. That's not a crazy amount. So you don't waste a lot of yarn there, and it gives you a pretty cute pom-pom. Now I can clean this up more on the end. Usually I'll flip them like this and then push them that way and make sure that they're kind of completely circular. But I mean, it works very nicely. I like it a lot. I think it's a very cool invention. So excellent job, Red Heart. I like this product. I recommend it. The only thing that I have bad to say about it is the pieces have a hard time sliding together, and that could probably be solved by taking a little like Scentsy wax and just putting it on there so that it moves in and out of its pegs easier. Or even hand lotion would work. I use this on my hands. It works really well. It's Snout Soother for dogs. And when we had Bingo, we had 2 of these and one was never used. The other one I threw away after he passed away because it probably had some of his nose fun on it. But I use it on my hands because it is natural. It's just like the stuff that I showed you that is Burt's Bees. That was $9. And we already had it. So that wasn't a big deal to me. But anything like lotion or Vaseline will probably work to make these go in better. I'm just going to hit this a little bit with this stuff. The peg too, because the peg was kind of sad. I don't remember which one it was, so I'll do both. I'll take this and take it apart. And I'll hit this one. We'll see if it helps. It might not help. I don't know. It's just an idea. I didn't make the tassel maker. I'm just trying to make it more makeable, more usable. It's still pretty tough. It's still pretty tough to put together, but I guess in a sense, that's good because then it just won't fall apart as you're working with it. That one went in very nicely. So maybe it's just a tiny defect of this end. The mold didn't make it quite as nice as it should have been. There's a little bit of excess plastic on it. So I'm being rude to my scissors and I'm using them to get the excess plastic off. Let's see if that helps. No, it's just tough to put in. But it goes in, so I guess that's that. See, it's slightly off. Maybe with more use it will get better. There. Yep. Just use a little bit more and it gets better. Fixed. So go to Walmart, guys, or wherever you want to go and find this and make some pom-poms. Yeah, that really helped the pegs. Very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So I fixed the issue with the plastic. That's no longer a problem. I think it's aces on the pom-poms. I'll add that extra tip. Once you get it off of your pegs, tie your ties tighter before cutting them and you should be fine. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's worth the money. I think it is excellent, other than the difficulty with getting it together, and that could be an issue for some people if you have more arthritis than I do. It's hard on your joints, but yeah, it's good. I like it. 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Until next time, guys. Bye.